Hello everybody and welcome to a new Football Manager series on the channel where we are rebuilding Derby. And as you can see, Derby County have today confirmed the appointment of Dave Nicholls as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 35-year-old, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Pride Park. Now, we have replaced Wayne Rooney, who has done an outstanding job with Derby. Let's be honest, he's been absolutely superb, but for unknown reasons, he's been given the boot and we've been brought in to replace him. But the twist with this first season is there is only 9 games to go until the end of the season, and we find ourselves in 23rd place in the EFL Championship. We've lost 4 of our last 5 games in the league. So, yes, what makes this different to any other save I've ever done is we are starting at not quite today's point. We're starting on the 13th of March, I think, 14th of March in the season. We have a transfer budget of 0. We are in administration. We are probably going to struggle a little bit. We don't have a director of football. We're a 3-star reputation. We're 23rd in the league. We're out of the FA Cup, out of the EFL Cup. And yes, very much struggling in terms of finances. Now, that is the 11. We're going to go through the whole team in a minute and go through it. But what we need to do is develop players using the club's youth system. That's fine. Work within the wage budget. I mean, we're going to have to because we haven't got any money. They're not going to judge us on where we finish in the Championship. They're not going to judge us on the FA Cup. And by the end of next season, they're looking to sell the club, the owners, which is good because they're in administration now. So hopefully the club does find new owners. And look, we don't know anything that the club's going to want in the future because we don't know who the owners are. Like, literally, the administrators are controlling this club right now, and it's going to be very interesting. So, let's dive into it. I'll set up the save. Well, that'll do for now. Just save it like that. And it's going to save. So, yes, thank you to the people at Sort It Out SI. We've used their up-to-date database, which does start the game on the 14th of March, 2022. So, 4 days ago. This is probably the most up-to-date database you can get in terms of current real-life football. And, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm also a little bit nervous. First things first. Finances, right? This is the whole point of this save, is the finances. We need to try and figure out what we're doing with Derby County to make this work. Now, the Botafogo save was meant to be a financially savvy, bankrupt club, make them better again, rebuild them, focusing on homegrown talent. But John Textor, the lovely, wonderful, awful, brilliant man, just kept on chucking money into the club. So that save has completely changed direction. So we're doing it with Derby. We are currently 2.8 million in the red, which isn't brilliant. And I imagine that's going to just keep on getting worse and worse and worse until we actually get, start selling players and getting people off the wage bill and everything like that. You can already see they're saying next season's budget is going to be 47k, which is not good for a championship team. And our wage budget is going to be slashed to £180,000 a week next year. So we are going to have to be very financially aware of what we're doing. Looking at the debt, right, here we go. Net debt, £53 million, or £53.6 million to be precise. It's a state loan. We've got missed debt. We're going to be paying that off. There's interest payable is 0 apparently, which is fine. But the start date is from today, so it has been updated from today. Yes, I honestly, we're shelling out, what's that, 375 grand a month for a club which isn't making any money. It's going to be very difficult. Very difficult. And that's what we're doing. That's what this save's about. Getting Derby onto a financially sort of level pegging. Net spend FC, what we get in, we can then spend on new players. And once the debt's cleared, right? So we've got to clear all of our debt, basically. That has got to say 0. That's basically got to say 0, I think, before we're allowed to actually buy players, which means we're going to have a focus on youth. We're going to have a focus on getting biggest value possible for players that we currently own. But yes, it's going to be very interesting. Let's go and have a look at the squad. This is only the first episode today, so it's a little bit of an introduction. But yes, we take the Derby County hot seat and we are under a transfer embargo because we failed to pay the players' wages. They have paid this month's wages, but they also have placed an embargo upon any transfers until the money is repaid. Excellent. Players in the last year of their contract, I'm pretty sure all of these will be going, unfortunately. He does have, actually, there are people that, if they've got look at this. Financial position not strong enough. Has a 1-year extension, but everything's not strong enough. There's so much red. On this page. I've never seen it like that before. Unbelievable. Right, tactics, we'll get in them, do them later. Club vision, we've already gone through that, so we'll just accept that because they're not really judging us to do anything. Squad selection, it's classic English rules, and we're going to meet the media at some point. So, quick bit of background, let's go and have a little look. These are the leagues we're playing at the moment. English is the only one playable. I've left it to League 2 because I honestly don't know what's going to happen at the end of this year or next year. If we get relegated to League 1, we might tumble down. Who knows? We've got France, Germany, Italy, Scotland, Slovenia. Ignore this one, and Spain on as the top leagues only to view. The only reason I've gone for Slovenia is because I like to see how NK Maribor get on. And this one is the league that allows you to have a certain start date at a certain point. So thank you, sort it out, SI, for that. Squad! Right. It's not good, is it? The morale is dreadful. It's very small. And it's not amazingly good. Goalkeepers, we've got Ryan Alsop, the experienced 29-year-old goalkeeper who wants you to play for Portsmouth. Yes, Portsmouth on loan. Bournemouth, he was in there as well. He is now at Derby, and yes, not amazing. Kelly Roos, the 29-year-old Dutchman, again, not too bad, but hasn't really excelled anywhere. But yes, not amazing. Richard Stearman at the back. 34-year-old Richard Stearman is a bit of a leader, but really good, tall, great at heading, not much pace, not much acceleration. Yeah, not amazing. Curtis Davis, 36-year-old English slash... Well, he's got a second nationality. What's his second nationality? Sierra Leone, that's it, Sierra Leone. Curtis Davis, let's just go back to his page. Very determined, good at heading, tall, lack of pace. Absolutely lack of pace, like unbelievable stuff. But yeah, there you go. We've got Aaron? Because if you put K in front of it, that'd be Kieran. So I'm going to say Aaron. Aaron Cashin, 5'11", so shorter for our centre-backs. Still no pace. We have a distinct lack of pace at the back, so I think playing a high line might be out of the question. Good at heading. We want them to put crosses in. We've got people that are very good at heading. Nathan Byrne, right back. Probably not going to keep him. He's probably going to be sold because he's wanted by someone. And his contract's expiring, obviously. Pace, acceleration, good. Crossing, dribbling, good. Tackling, decent. Hoping that we can get some decent performances out of him from right back as we finish this season. I was going to say progress through the season, but we've only got 9 games left. Festi Ebisole, again, really quick. What he needs to work on is crossing, can play all up the right-hand side. I think because he's got more than 1 year, he's probably going to be our starting right back next year, which, when you look at it, isn't amazing. And he's injury prone. And he's not training well. And he's only one-footed. And he's got a hot streak. So amazing. This is going to be tough. This is going to be really, really tough. And that's what I wanted. Right. Christian Bielik, ex-Arsenal, if I want to say that. Yes, ex-Arsenal. Lovely stuff. Right, this is the guy who... He's only 24. And I'm thinking we could train him to actually play as a centre-back as his preferred option, right? I know he lacks a bit of pace, but he's 6'2", his jumping reach is good, he's young, he could be here for a while. If we can keep him on a decent contract and get him staying at the club, I am confident. Yeah, he's a little bit injury prone, but he's got a lot more positives than negatives. He loves big match, he's a consistent performer. Maybe he is a holding midfielder, maybe it is where we should play him, but I think when you look at the centre-back options we've got and the fact that they're all running out of contract, I think Bielik is probably a key player in this team. Lee Buchanan, 21 years old, a nice, good youngster coming through. Injury prone, really irritating that. Contract is expiring. We're going to try and get this guy down to another contract because he's got what you need to be a wing-back in sort of League One Championship level. And if we can improve his passing, his positioning, his teamwork a little bit, which is always tough to improve, teamwork. But he's got the crossing. He's got a little bit of pace, I think. As a 21-year-old, I'm hoping that we could potentially sell him for quite a lot of money. And you've got to remember, a lot of this is going to be around selling people for money. So let's wait and see. Craig Forsyth, 33 years old, contract expiring. A little bit of pace, good crossing, decent dribbling, good tackling, very experienced. Going to hopefully see us through to the end of the season. His contract is expiring this year, but again, likes big matches, consistent performer. Hoping we can get the best out of him from left back. Max Bird. Now, this is a player I've actually had on Football Manager previously, and I'm a big fan of Max Bird. And if we can keep him here, he's 21 years old. Again, we're either going to keep him or we're going to try and sell him for as much money as possible, right? So he's not training very well. He doesn't have the best attributes in terms of finishing, but everything else is good. Consistent performer. He's intelligent on the pitch. He's got good chemistry at the moment. He's performing at a good level. Works really hard. Can play in a couple of positions. I think if we can keep Max Bird here at the club, yeah, we'll sell him for a lot of money. I mean, he's already wanted by Bournemouth, and his value is like 8.6 million. So it's going to be very tough to turn down any sort of big bids because we're in administration. They probably will get automatically accepted, thinking about it. That's a kick in the teeth, isn't it? Liam Thompson, 19 years old, again, looking pretty good for a youngster, only on £750 a week. If we can get him to stay on a similar contract to that, I will be happy. But I'm going to assume, because he's in the Championship, he's going to want an increase of £750 a week, and he's a squad player. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 5'9", not the strongest, but he's got good attributes where you need them. And yeah, we're going to be packing the midfield at this rate. That's all I can say. Kamil Wojawski. Now, I've got a Polish friend, and he's been trying to teach me little bits of Polish, and I don't know how to say that. So we're going to go with Jovak. We'll go Joviak. Jozwiak. Kamil Jozwiak. That's what we're going with. Why not? On the wing, really quick, lovely stuff. 15 grand a week. That injury. What is up with Derby having all injury-prone players? Blimmin' hell. Crossing's good, dribbling's good, first touch is good, passing's good, technique's good. Determination is very, very good. But I think he's going to be one that next season will probably have people interested in moving to him. And if we do get relegated, a lot of these players are probably just going to want to move anyway because we're going to be playing in a lower level of football. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I've never been relegated on Football Manager. This is probably the toughest task I've ever had to keep a team in the league. Louis Watson, Irish, attacking midfielder, central midfielder. Again, young, 20 years old, 4 under 21 caps for Ireland. Not too many negatives. He's not injury prone, which is a good start, but not really a playmaker if you've got passing 10. That's the only thing I'm going to say there. I'm hoping there is a bit of growth in here. The potential signs seem to suggest there is. But yeah, Louis Watson, 5'10", decent attributes, but again, going to struggle in the Championship if that's where we're going to stay. Jason Knight, Irish, 21, again, looks a little bit better than Louis, but yeah, again, lots of greens, not Matt. The only con that our assistant manager is saying is that he can't jump, which is fine. Centre mid, attacking mid, good dribbling, first touch, tackling, passing, teamwork, work rate, determination, aggression, natural fitness, pace, stamina, all looking pretty decent. 2-footed. I feel like Jason Knight's someone we can get quite a lot of football out of, which will be good. Right, then the enigma, the absolute enigma, Ravel Morrison. Superb footballer. Fergie once said he was the best player to come through the academy. However, not determined. Can't work hard. Not amazing stamina, strength, natural fitness, and his bravery's not brilliant. But we know he'll be able to supply some moments of brilliance, right? If you've seen Derby play this year, he's not been amazing since he's been playing for them, but he has produced moments of brilliance, and he is wanted by Birmingham and Portsmouth. I don't think he'll sign a new contract, to be honest. I don't think he will do it. But yeah, quite the journeyman as well. But if we can get him ticking, you never, ever know. You really don't know. Tom Lawrence, probably the biggest name player for Derby nowadays, maybe. Again, really good player, but lacks teamwork, work rate. Decisions are poor. He's got a little bit more stamina and pace and stuff, but again, it's that technical nature of we've got to keep the ball. We've got to try and keep the ball, move the ball through midfield, get Lawrence and Ravel Morrison on the ball, and try and let them make things tick and make things happen. It's hard, isn't it, when you've had a previous save and you've got a player that you've previously used who didn't really live up to your expectations. Now, we signed Tom Lawrence for Sunderland, and he really flattered to deceive. But he had his moments of brilliance, and if he can do that to keep us in the league this year, amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Louis Sibley, number 17, I was going to say 17 years old. Number 17, 20 years old. Okay, again, it's another midfielder. It's another attacking midfielder that can just fill in and do that gap. And 5'10", decent attributes, but again, teamwork really lets this attacking unit down in terms of Derby. Not very good concentration, not very good finishing. Technically on the ball should be fine with his passing and things like that, but it's another Ravel Morrison and Tom Lawrence-esque player, which we're going to struggle to fit them all in. We really, really are. Luke Plange on loan, not paying anything. He's on loan from Crystal Palace, and he is a striking option. So let's leave it at that, shall we? Good pace, good acceleration, decent finishing, decent composure. Really lacks in anything technical other than scoring, pretty much. So hopefully he can find the net. Not amazing, not the best. He's on loan till the end of the season. We'll see. See what happens there. Jack Stretton, 20 years old, Scottish. Very similar apart from lack of pace. 5'11", can sort of finish, decent composure. He's got decent potential. Injury prone, which is a little bit annoying again. But again, like the work rate's slightly better. Positioning's well off. Leadership, flair, concentration's down. Determination at 11. Can play as a wing on either side. But I just don't know. It's this attacking unit. I don't know how it's going to function. I really don't know how it's going to function. And then finally, Colin Kazim Richards, who's 35. I remember him bursting on the scene. But yeah, Colin Kazim Richards, who has had stints lots of places. Fenerbahce, I think, is where... Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. I mean, look at that. Look at that moving around. Brighton, Sheffield United, Fenerbahce, Toulouse, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Olympiacos, Galatasaray, Blackburn, Galatasaray, Bursaspor, Feyenoord, Celtic, Coritiba, Corinthians, Lobos de la Buap in Mexico, Pachuca, Derby County. There we go. So, yeah, he has been around a fair bit. Let's quickly have a quick look at his attributes again. Again, finishing's fine, really brave. Fairly determined. He's got the work rate. He's our starting striker, right? Stamina's poor, pace is poor, fitness is poor, but he's going to be starting out front, and we're going to be using probably as a target forward. Get him to hold the ball up. Get Tom Lawrence, Ravel Morrison, all those other sort of attacking midfielders around him to try and score the goals. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. That is our squad, and I'm interested to know in the comments below, what formation do you think we should play? So they obviously said a 4-2-3-1 narrow to take advantage of all the attacking midfielders we've got would make sense. But I don't know. What do you think we should try and play with this team? I'm going to have the whole weekend to read your comments before recording a video on probably Sunday night or Monday. But yeah, I'd be interested to know. I'm interested to know what you viewers think we should be playing with this Derby team. And if you are a Derby fan, get in the comments below. Let me know which youngsters we've got to try and keep, whose contracts we should really try and renew, even though we're not in the best position to do it. Who can we let go? Who can we look to sell for the most money straight away? But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting with this level of debt and how much our wage bill is going to change next year, how much this debt is going to impact us next year, because this is all going to probably be recalculated again. What's going to happen to the club out of administration? It's going to be absolutely crazy. Right, the last 9 games of the season are Blackburn, Coventry, Preston, Swansea, Fulham, QPR, Bristol City, Blackpool, Cardiff. So it's a bit of a mixed run. There are a few teams you would describe as easier to play and a few teams you would describe as harder to play. I think I'm going to try and sort out the team, and they've already played Blackburn in real life. So I think we're going to come back for the Coventry and Preston games, which is a week. We'll get a week's rest in between those two, which is good. We'll play Blackburn offline, and I'll see if I can beat what Wayne Rooney did against Blackburn. I don't know the score off the top of my head. We'll see if I can get a better score in that game, see how we're playing, see what we come back with, and see if we can avoid the drop. Obviously, Derby started with a minus 21 points system. So to be in this race, we are 5 points behind Reading, and we've played a game in hand, an extra game, sorry. So it's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough. I don't think we're going to do it. That's another question for you. Are we going to stay up this season, or are we going to go down into League One? It'll be very interesting to hear your thoughts. I hope you're excited for this video, this series, and if you are, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. There'll be plenty more Football Manager stuff on the channel. Go and check out the second channel as well, where we're doing a playthrough for City Skylines. We've got an NHL thing going on as well, so yeah, all good over there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. For now, I'm out. Cheers.